This is a training video on the SpatialXL 3D Foundation course called How to Load, Save and Theme a 3D file in SpatialXL in Excel. The example I'm going to use in this video is a block model file that I just wanted to show you what potential files you could work with. So if you look here, you see that we cover DWG, DXF, we've got CSV files, all the different data mine file formats, Esri shape files, GenCom Surpack files, image files, as well as Access, Microsoft Excel itself, DGN, and the Model Maker file formats, and Surfer grid files as well. So even though we are going to do this example with a data mine block model, it is applicable to all of these different file formats. The first thing I'm going to do is just drag in my block model into my layer area. This is from outside of Excel in my File Explorer, and I'm going to choose data mine block model. As you can see here, it says partial display. We do set a limit on the geometries that SpatialXL displays, which you can change. And the reason for that is for performance and also for machines that might not be as powerful. So I'm increasing the maximum geometries per area here, and now my block model displays correctly. I also want to change my renderer for my graphics to DirectX, because for points and grids like this, it is a nicer renderer. You can also set your background color with your scene settings as well, and whether you want to show crosshair and so on. Now, how to navigate in SpatialXL. When you click and you've got focus on your graphics area, you can use your mouse wheel to zoom in and out. You can also use the zoom fit to all to see this data, and if you had more than one layer here, you could also zoom fit to a particular layer, and then it would go only to that layer's data and zoom fit to that. That's all normal navigation rules for 3D. To rotate, you hold your control key in and then you left click drag your mouse. I'm going to drag it just a tiny little bit until I see it moving, and there you can see we're moving our block model around in 3 dimensions. As you can see, for instance, here it is clipping into the viewing plane, so when you do a zoom fit, it will unclip and move back in your view as well. To return your view to the previous state, you've got a view orientation where we can say view from top and then do a zoom fit, and that will bring back the top view again. If you hold your control key in and you do a mouse wheel, you will rotate like this around the axis. And again, your view from top and zoom fit will bring that view back again. Now, to save this in the workbook, you simply drag this data mine layer that's been created in your layer files underneath your workbook containing layer. You'll see the yellow arrow or the green arrow appearing, and when you open the workbook containing layer, which has always got the same name as the current workbook, you will see that it is now actually inside the workbook. So when you just normally save this layer, this model, the layer referring to that data mine file, will be saved with your workbook. Just to do some very simple theming, I'm going to just right click, go to Properties, which is on this model layer, and in Thematics I'm going to set a basic theme. Let's color by gold value, and we can do a best fill to get the correct values displaying. And there you can see the different gold values in this particular block model. There's also another way to look at the grid. in your property settings, this is special for block models, if you make your size or thickness 1, and that one can be 0 for the selected color, you will see your block model as an actual grid, and you can even see your subblocks. So when I zoom in here and rotate, you'll actually see the grid appear, and they will also now be colored according to your theme. You can also turn off particular values in your grid. So for instance, I can turn off the low gold values here, and even that one, and now we are left with higher gold values in these areas. If I go back into my properties and I change my styling to be 0 again, it will show it as blocks as it did before. Let's do a different thematic coloring. Instead of gold value, let's color by another field. Let's make it by category, which is the kind of rock categories that's in there. And I'm going to color on text values and choose unique colors. And there you can see what kind of categories this block model is made out of. And again, we can rotate this. We're clipping a bit into the view plane, but that's fine. We can actually see our categories better. And I can also turn off some categories to see others much better. Alright, that's the end of this training video. There are many others to show how the features work in SpatialXL, so please continue with training and enjoy the tool. Thank you very much.